Greetings, everyone. This week kind of reminds me of that opening scene from the movie Gettysburg. Both the armies are moving into position for the big battle. The infantry, the cavalry, the artillery, the targets are out, and each side is fired by this religious fervor of the righteousness of their positions. So the focus of this battle is going to be, at this point, over the targets that have now been set by the governor, the House, and the Senate. The base for E12 education in the oncoming biennium of 16 and 17 is $16.7 billion. The Senate has come in with targets that are $350 million above that. The House target is $157 million above that. And the governor's target is $695 million above that. So there's vast differences. These targets are important because that's the amount of money we'll ultimately have to play with. Where will we end up? Will we end up with a House position of 157? Will we end up with a Senate position or the governor's? It's likely it'll be someplace in the middle. Now the governor's got a lot more money in K-12, but he spends the vast bulk of it on early education. And we're concerned, of course, about having adequate facilities and the time to gear up for that. But the good news is, at least in 2 of the 3 targets, there's a lot of money to fight over and work out something that could be very helpful going forward for the next 2 years. So, as I say, this is when the serious negotiating occurs. They've got to get it all done by I think it's May 18th. And there's vast differences not only on education, but on environment, on health and human services. They're $1.5 billion apart. So they've just got a lot of work ahead of them. And as you know from our previous reports, the Capitol's in the state of remodeling. As of May 19th, the House and the Senate do not run the Capitol anymore. J.E. Dunn Construction Company will be running the Capitol. On that day, the 19th of May, they're moving in and they're going to start tearing the House chamber apart. And they cannot afford to lose one day if they're going to get the House chamber put back together again in time for the 2017 session. So there's a lot of pressure on the legislature, even with these apparently irreconcilable differences, to work things out and get out of Dodge so that remodeling can go forward. With that, I'll yield to Peg.
Good afternoon, Peg Larson here. It is the last day before Easter Passover break, and technically this is the last day for policy bills to be heard in either committee. And I do know that the finance committees have also had their hearings. Senator Uyghur has said that he will have 2 days of hearings when they come back from break, which ends at noon on the 7th of April with the Senate session. Representative Loon has not made that commitment, and I do know that this week, while they are off technically, they will be putting together their policy finance bills, especially the education bill seems to be on a fast track to get to the floor. Senator Uyghur did hear a bill that we would be interested in, and that was Senator Stump's bill. Sure. Senator Stump's bill, which is teacher evaluation revenue and equalizing levy funding and appropriations. So there is a second bill that matches ours for teacher evaluation funding, which at this point, if it goes forward without any funding, it will be an unfunded mandate. Representative Quam got a hearing for House File 648, and that is the community expert bill. The amendment to say that the school district has to look for a licensed teacher did not arrive in the committee on time, so it did not go with the amendment on it, but it did go for possible inclusion into the education finance policy and policy bill, and also to taxes because of the levy language, and the amendment will be put on at that time. Senator Nelson presented Senate File 1841, which is the companion to 648, And she did put on the amendment that says the school districts will look for licensed teachers first. Superintendent Munoz testified for that. He also testified for Senate File 1482 with Senator Nelson, which provides funding for the teacher evaluation. And it was interesting, all of a sudden every lobbyist from every organization was in line to testify in favor of that bill. That is a big issue for school districts this year. This coming week, Senate File 1848, Senator Clausen, for our operating capital increase is going to be heard, I believe, on Wednesday. I had the pleasure of having Brenda Lewis testify for Representative Quam, and she did an excellent job in terms of fielding off the questions from different representatives and presenting the bill. This coming week, as I said, they'll be putting the bills together, so I'll be dropping in at the Capitol upon occasion to see how far they've gone. Senator Weaver did say that he would hear bills for 2 days after he returned. Chair Loon did not make that commitment, and I do know that in the House they have been told to get the education bill on the fast track and get it to the floor. So it should be an interesting time as soon as we get back. Technically, April 24th is a deadline for all finance. So that should be the deadline, but I have a feeling it's going to be sooner than that. If you have any questions, certainly you can let us know. Hope you enjoy your week.